Jerome Powell is the chairman of the Federal Reserve. That's America's central bank. As the head of this powerful institution, he plays a crucial role in shaping the country's economic policy. He's testifying before Congress this week. This testimony is highly anticipated and closely watched by many. Big deal. Why? Because he controls interest rates. These rates are a key tool in managing the economy. Interest rates affect everything from mortgages to car loans. When rates go up, borrowing costs increase, impacting everyday decisions. Powell's testimony is a big deal for the economy. His words can influence markets and economic forecasts. He'll explain the Fed's recent decisions. These decisions are based on extensive data and analysis. He'll also hint at what's next for interest rates. Investors and analysts will be parsing his words for clues. Everyone will be listening: investors, businesses, and regular people like you and me. His testimony can affect stock prices and consumer confidence. The Fed has been raising interest rates. This is part of their strategy to manage economic growth. They're trying to fight inflation. Inflation erodes purchasing power and can destabilize the economy. Inflation is when prices go up. It affects the cost of living for everyone. It hurts everyone, especially people on fixed incomes. These individuals often struggle the most when prices rise. The Fed's goal is to get inflation under control without hurting the economy too much. They aim to strike a balance between curbing inflation and supporting growth. It's a delicate balancing act. The decisions made by the Federal Reserve can have far-reaching consequences for the entire economy. Inflation is a real pain. It affects everyone from the average consumer to big businesses. It's like a sneaky tax. Your money buys less. Every trip to the store feels more expensive. Remember when gas was cheap? Not anymore. Those days seem like a distant memory. The Fed knows inflation is a problem. They are constantly monitoring the situation. They're trying to bring it down, but it's not an easy task. High interest rates are supposed to slow down the economy. That's the theory anyway. By making borrowing more expensive, they hope to reduce spending. When it costs more to borrow money, people buy less stuff. Businesses also borrow less. This can slow down economic activity. This can lead to job losses. Companies cut back when they can't afford to borrow. It's a tough situation. The stock market reacts to these changes, often with volatility. Some people say the Fed waited too long to raise rates. They believe earlier action could have prevented the current situation. They say the Fed should have acted sooner. The debate continues among experts. Now, inflation is really bad. Everyday items cost more, stretching household budgets thin. Others say the Fed is moving too fast. Rapid rate hikes can also have negative effects. They worry about a recession. A sudden slowdown can lead to widespread economic pain. A recession is when the economy shrinks. It's a challenging time for everyone. So, what will Powell say? He'll likely defend the Fed's actions. He'll say they're doing what's necessary. He'll also talk about the future. Will the Fed keep raising rates? Or will they pause? Powell will probably get grilled by Congress. Some politicians want lower rates. They say it will help the economy. Others want higher rates. They're more worried about inflation. It's a political hot potato. Banking regulations will also be a hot topic. Some banks have failed recently. People are nervous. Congress wants to know if the Fed is doing enough to prevent another financial crisis. The experts weigh in. We delve into the myriad of opinions from leading economists and financial analysts. Economists are all over the place, each with their own interpretation of the data and predictions for the future. Some say the Fed is doing a good job, managing inflation and employment effectively. Others say they're clueless, making decisions that could lead to economic instability. It's hard to know who to believe. The conflicting opinions can be overwhelming for the average person trying to make sense of it all. But it's important to listen to different perspectives. Each expert brings a unique viewpoint based on their experience and analysis. Financial experts are also divided. Some argue that the Fed's policies will stabilize the economy, while others fear they might trigger a recession. Some say stocks will go up if the Fed signals a pause in rate hikes, believing it will boost investor confidence. Others say stocks will go down if the Fed keeps raising rates, as higher borrowing costs could slow down economic growth. It's enough to make your head spin. The constant barrage of contradictory forecasts can be confusing and stressful. The truth is, nobody knows for sure what will happen. The economy is complex, with many moving parts and unpredictable variables. There are many factors at play, from global trade tensions to domestic policy changes, all influencing the economic landscape. Powell's testimony is just one piece of the puzzle. Understanding the full picture requires considering all these elements together. What does all this mean for you and me? Higher interest rates mean higher borrowing costs. That's bad news if you need a loan, but it's good news if you have savings. You'll earn more interest. Inflation is bad for everyone. It eats away at your purchasing power. The Fed's rate hikes are supposed to bring inflation down, but it's a slow process. Don't expect prices to drop overnight. The job market is still strong, that's good news. But some companies are starting to lay off workers. A recession is possible, nobody knows for sure, it's important to be prepared. Powell's testimony is a big deal. It will give us clues about the future of the economy. But don't expect any easy answers. The economy is complex. There are many factors at play. Stay informed, pay attention to the news. But don't panic. The economy goes up and down. It always has and it always will. Just remember to invest for the long term and don't put all your eggs in one basket. That's the bottom line. Be cautious tomorrow, and in the end, staying informed is key to making smart investment decisions. And we aim to provide you with the latest insights and analysis. Investing in the stock market can be challenging, but with the right information and strategy, you can make informed decisions that lead to financial growth. Please like, follow, and subscribe for more updates.